yeah, we're all set. We're on. Oh, and in case you want to know, so to be able to stand on a side skirt, that's pretty good. There you go, just slide it out, floor's off. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to part 2 of our flat floor install video. This is picking up right where part 1 left off. If you're into more of the composite side of things, I'll put a tag to part 1 up here. That goes over making, you can see I got one sitting right here, making our carbon fiber floor. In that video, I kind of introduced you to these guys. I got them all made. There's more of these made, and how we're going to kind of marry these brackets, the floor, the car, so this video is going to be getting all of this together and mounted onto the car. Alright, so we're going to hop under the car real quick. I have a good idea what I'm going to do at the front, but all those brackets are going to be my middle mount and my rear mount. So what we're going to do is, you can see my standoffs underneath of the tires. I ended up putting an extra 2x12 on top because what was happening, you can see how wide the tire is. It was almost like folding over the side, and I was maybe losing almost a 1/4 inch of height, so it would have messed me up a little bit. So we need to get the initial height of our drop down bracket from, we're going to go to the floor pan, utilize one of those existing holes, drop down. So we need to measure what ground height would be, do a little bit of math, figure that out, and kind of start cutting. Alright guys, so here's the first one done. You can kind of see how we have these slots here. I had to put a little bit of bend in them to get them to line up correctly, but that's right about the height we need. Like I mentioned earlier, if this needs to go up or down, I can kind of loosen that nut and the one above it and just drop this bracket up or down a little bit. This will be attached to the splitter, so coming in from the outside, it'll just kind of go up, in, and then when you click it up, it's going to lock into these. So that one's about squared away. The forward one, what we're going to do is utilize one of these bolts around, the heck is this thing called? Drive shaft loop. So we're going to pull the bolt out, replace it with all thread, kind of nut it, put nuts on the top and bottom, but then we're going to have a little stud, and off of that little stud is where this thing can come and just kind of screw on to whatever height it needs to be, obviously with a nut to kind of lock it into place. This one should be easy because I measured it and it's only going to be around about here, so we don't need any extra braces or brackets or anything, and that'll take care of our middle mount, and then we'll move to the front mount, which will be built onto the splitter. Alright guys, so something I like to throw in my videos sometime is sharing tools that work pretty good or better than expected. So I just got done cutting this all thread. You can see there's like a big burr on at the end. It's kind of messed up. Getting this nut on, even if I kind of pull that burr off, it's just kind of doesn't want to go so good. So this little tool, you just put it right on the end, give it a quick little thing, and bam, on. I'll put a link to this thing in the video description below. What's going on, everybody? It is the next day. I kind of just got rolling along late yesterday. I didn't do too much recording, plus it was just real fine-tuned to get this floor where it needs to be. Once the floor is where it needs to be, I can kind of take measurements and finalize the brackets and stuff, but I'll kind of catch you up with where we're at. So if we go to the front here, I have a little clamp holding this floor where it needs to be. And if you look in there, this little cross beam right here, what I'm going to do is just build a standoff that comes up and out, and it's just going to kind of hook over it. So that'll handle the front. Kind of my rough idea is something, so here's the flat floor. We have that bar right about there, so I'm just going to build a standoff that comes up, a little piece off the top that I can just, I'm going to thread this on the inside. We can use one of our low profile washers to thread up and in, and then just put a nut on top, you know, get my measurements and figure that out. That one should be easy. What we got going on in the middle, I forget how much of this I kind of showed during mock-up. So you can see this one's short enough. It's basically, I just replaced that bolt, turned it into a stud, threaded our little bracket on. I need to slide our little, you know, slotted bracket on it, mark our hole, drill it. This one's done. And then if we hop up to the rear one, you can kind of see how we triangulated it with the aluminum. You can see I'm about a 1/2 inch tall, because remember, this flat floor is where it needs to be, height-wise and everything. We got a little bit of a gap here. So all we need to do to lower this is just, you know, unthread the rod and let it drop down to where it needs to be. So what I'm going to do is kind of just knock these out off camera. At this point, it's just real fine-tuned adjustments and everything. Everything should kind of be making sense now. I'm just going to get it all set up, do the 3 on the outside as well, and then kind of, you know, catch you guys up once I kind of get everything fine-tuned. Alright guys, so here it is. Just got it mounted up, tested it about twice. It's a little bit tricky because you need to get basically 6 mounts. You got the inner 3 and then these outer 3 right here, all lined up. So kind of what I do is I slide it in up into those slots on the inner and then lift it up and click these outer ones in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it so you can kind of see the brackets and everything on it. You got to keep in mind that the exhaust isn't running down the side right now, so we can see all these brackets. It would be nice to do some sort of, you know, skirt to kind of seal up that gap. I probably will at some point, but right now I just got to kind of get the other side done. Lime Rock is coming up in a couple of days, so I won't have time to do all those finishing touches. So yeah, let me drop this, kind of show you what I got going on so we can kind of wrap this one up. So you got to remember the car is up in the air, so when it's on the ground it can't come down quite all the way. And then these little latches in here, I'm also going to tie some sort of a pull cable, run it through somewhere like inside the car, so when it's on the ground I can just reach inside, unclip them, and then this side will drop. But right now I just got to do it by hand. So these 3 are out. That's about all the further it'll be able to go, because you got to remember ground height is right here. There you go, and we're out. Alright guys, so there you go. You can see the 1, 2, 3 inner brackets, the 3 outers. You know, I got to do a few little fine touches, but I won't bore you with all that stuff. Alright guys, so the floor is about complete on the mock-up. I had to do a tiny bit of clearancing around the exhaust. I'll probably clearance it a little bit more. It's a little bit closer than I would like. You can see the underside. All we have is 6 of our, where are they? Low drag washers. That's the only thing really protruding under the bottom. I hooked up cables to the little latches, and they all come through right here. So what you do is just kind of put your thumb through it and fingers, you pull them and all 3 unlatch. This just kind of drops down and you're good to go. So I'm going to do it real quick in real time just so you can kind of see it. But yeah, this is about done, and then I'm going to have to jump on the other side, which I'll obviously do off camera because it's just the same exact thing. Alright, so yeah, we're all set, we're on. Oh, and in case you want to know, you know, so to be able to stand on a side skirt, that's pretty good. There you go, just slide it out, floor's off. Alright guys, so I got the floor on. I slid the diffuser back on. You can see I got this side on as well. The exhaust is also on, and I know everybody wants to see underneath. Sorry, I can't get low enough with the camera angle, but what I still need to do, obviously, I have this gap right here. I'm gonna wait to do this till after Lime Rock. I'm just running out of time. But the old American Iron rules, I kind of had to slide the diffuser forward to be legal with the rule, the setback rule here. So I had to kind of cut that front edge a little bit. If we slide underneath, you can kind of see how I had to notch it to clear some of the suspension bits and everything. So I'm gonna build myself a new one of our diffusers, and then once I do that, I'm gonna be able to slide it back now that I'm running ST, have a nice front edge of the diffuser, and have basically just like a rectangle gap to fill with a flat panel. So that should be easy enough. But yeah, I'm super happy with it. The seam down the center looks really good. I have about a half, maybe a 3/4 of an inch rake from the very front of the splitter to here, which is really good. So yeah, happy with all this so far. All right, so yeah, I think that's about it on this one. Lime Rock is coming up. It's the first race of our season with all of this, you know, virus stuff going on. So yeah, I'm excited to get on track, try this out. We have the springs and the MCS dampers we did a few videos ago, so it should be fun. So please give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with future projects. As always, guys, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.